Chapter 10, Inference 4, two population means. Can you remember the title, Chapter 8? Chapter 9? The title, Chapter 8, was confidence interval for how many population means? Chapter 8. For one population mean. How about the Chapter 9? The title was hypothesis test for one population mean. In Chapter 8, Chapter 9, we had only one population. So that means here's a population. We took a sample. Here was unknown population mean, unknown population standard deviation. So we take the sample mean, sample standard deviation. Then what? We estimated them. We discussed the confidence interval in Chapter 8, hypothesis test in Chapter 9, based on one population, one sample. But now what? For two population means. It means we are going to have one more population. Let me say it is number 2. Then it is number 1. Then we are going to have another sample from population number 2. Let me name sample number 2. It should be sample number 1. X bar 1 in sample number 1. S 1 in sample number 1. Mu 1, sigma 1. Mu 2, sigma 2. X bar 2, S2. Additionally, we take N1, N2. For what? Sample size. Everything is paired. Everything is paired. What do you expect? What we are going to do? It is inference. Inference means hypothesis test. Yes, absolutely. The hypothesis test. We are going to compare the two population means. We are going to test if they are same or not. So it will be the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis will be comparing the two population means. For example, if I want to compare the exam scores between female students and male students, two groups, two populations. It's the same thing, equal, in the null. How many alternative statements, how many alternative hypotheses do you expect? How many? 3 again. Who do you expect? Not equal to, different, greater than, less than. Okay? So, here's a summary. In Chapter 9, we had two kinds of hypothesis test. One was z-test, when we assumed we knew unknown sigma, unknown population standard deviation. The other one was the t-test. Even we didn't assume. We don't know what is the population standard deviation. So z-test, t-test. Two procedures. Chapter 10, when we are comparing two groups, yes, we have two procedures. Z-test, when we assumed we knew sigma 1 and sigma 2. And t-test, when we don't know them. I don't want to do again, right? When you read the textbook, chapter 10, it has z-test and t-test. But now in chapter 10, I want to do only the t-test. So it has the name, the pooled t-test, because the t-test has two procedures. Yeah, I just choose only one, the pooled t-test. So in chapter 10, when we are preparing two groups, we are going to apply only pooled t-test. Okay? The textbook has more testing procedures, but we are going to discuss only one, the pooled t-test. So here's a null hypothesis. I told you, equal, always equal in the null. And we have three kinds of alternative statement. It's not equal to, less than, greater than. As I told you, when I want to compare you, male students, female students, and let me say, 1 is male, 2 is female. Not equal to means just different. I don't know who is better, who is worse. And how about this one? mu1 is less than mu2. We claim who is better? mu2 is better. Who was the 2? Female students is better. How about this one? mu1 is greater than mu2. Who is better? Male is better. So always we state the null hypothesis like this. It's mu1 is equal to mu2, but we can choose one of them. It depends on what you want to do. What do you want to do? For you, which one do you want to test? Two-tailed, left one, or right one? You wanna test? Say again? Not two-tail. Okay, it's not two-tail. Then now we have left tail and right tail. You want a left one? Why not? What does that mean? mu2, female is better. It's for you, definitely you have to test the left one. The female is better. What do you want to do? Right one? Male is better? It depends on what you want to do. As for me, I'm neutral. Yeah, I want to apply two-tailed, right? It's not equal to. Yeah. Oh my God, look at the step 3. It's horrible, you know. Now we have a paired 2 x bars and 2 S1, S2, N1, N2. It's much longer. How can we get the test statistic? It's much longer. But it's nothing. We just plug into one by one, take the test statistic. But it will be T, because I told you we are going to discuss only the t-test. What does that mean? We are going to take a p-value from t-table. Depends on alternative statement. Not equal to, twice, left one, right one, just itself. Almost the same, 6 steps. It's almost the same. Step number 1, hypothesis. Determine the alpha, significance level. Step 3, test statistic. Step 4, p-value from t-table, because it is a t-test. Step 5, decision. What was the decision? If the p-value from step 4 is less than or equal to alpha, reject the null. Same. Finally, interpret. Conclusion. It's almost the same 6 steps. It's good?